Hello once again. We're back on the subject of how to write your own articles, but specifically with this quick example, we're dealing with using PLR articles, for the basis of where we're going to get our inspiration juice from, if you like. Okay, so where did I leave off? I left off right here. Now what we've just covered is obviously the main important part, which is in fact the introduction. We've changed, made sure we've changed the title, and we've changed these, changed the introduction paragraphs. Now there's absolutely no words here in these two paragraphs of my own that actually looks anything or can. If I was to copy and paste that into the search engine, this entire paragraph or both paragraphs, I do one paragraph at a time, into the search engine, a Google search engine, there's no way it's going to show up as someone else's material, because that's how you could check whether or not you're, whether or not there's anything existing on the internet. But the point here is that I don't. If there was a case that I'm just changing, which never would be the case with myself, but I'm saying if ever you were to write out a paragraph, try to reword a paragraph without literally putting things into your own words, what you don't really want is anything more than 3 words of the same from the original source that are words are exactly the same together. That's how I word things out. But no way at all should ever be more than 5 words in a row. That's how plagiarism is sorted out through the academic world, put it that way. But I tend to not ever want to see more, even 3 words, if more than 3 words together exactly the same in any sentence from its original source. Okay, let's get that sorted. And then the other thing, of course, that I haven't mentioned is is that your paragraphs, apart from the introduction paragraphs, they really need to be, okay, so my print here might be slightly larger than usual, but you really want to aim at like between 4 or 5 lines. You really are pushing it beyond 5 lines, okay, but it's still within acceptable reach. Having 6, how it is with myself, because don't forget it depends on the font you use also. I mean, these characters, as I say, the font is enlarged, so it'll probably be about 6 lines long. That's what you want to aim at anyway, and just keep shortening it down. But don't always have exactly 4 or 5 throughout. I mean, you can have 3 or 4, but I always tend to go for 5 lines long. And you start getting quite good at it with practice to get them exactly on. Now, of course, it's all very well for me to have shown you, how for example, having done the first 2 paragraphs, we then go straight on to the actual article itself, where it's going into the step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4 to step 5, because it's about the 7 steps of laser targeted traffic, etc. Is that I'm able to put notes in between after each paragraph, put notes in between of my own, so I can add to. I mean, it's okay for me. I've had years of researching and being involved in internet marketing to know, and watching all the webinars involved, hundreds of those, and my God, the information overload and all the subject base and the right subjects and the wrong things and etc. For me to know exactly what that I can put in there in place. So if you haven't got that just quite yet, then you can get away as I suggested. You can glean information from other places on the subject matter of, say, for example, keywords, because that's what step 1 is referring to, inventing up keywords that are going to that are going to be great for that particular niche in hand, and so that you're getting free traffic to it. But obviously you wouldn't know unless, of course, you are experienced or have done a lot of research, and that it's page 1 to page 3 rankings in Google or other search engines, whatever, that gets the most traffic, or anything else that I might happen to know about. But that's the idea of putting your notes in, is that if you're going to reword this in your own words, you're just inputting your own information, which is even better. So we were left off there and I discussed about that. I haven't gone as far as to write out exactly what I want to put in there yet, and perhaps I'll do that in the third video if you feel that it's necessary. I don't know how you're going to answer that. But anyway, so the second way, of course, is driving traffic to one's website by contacting other webmasters for a possible link exchange partnership. And this is from the article that I'm taking, the PLR article that I'm taking this information from, is saying locating websites that are related to one's own website is the primary task. Once there, we should be able to establish communication by personalising everything as much as possible. It is then possible to make reciprocal link exchanges between webmasters, whichever way the affiliate marketers prefer. I wouldn't use words like reciprocal. I know I do use words at times, but there's not a lot of people that probably understand what the hell that means. So it's always best to try keep things as layman terms as possible. I don't always adhere to that rule, but I certainly wouldn't use words like that because it's like too kind of academic-y. But okay, so from that I'm gathering my only one note was backlinking, but that isn't a hard task. What it's basically saying is that you're approaching people, other website owners or other people who are involved in your subject matter, that have got a website up, that have products, etc. And it's basically just saying you can approach them, communicate with them, establish some sort of friendship with them, to the point that you are able to suggest, if I show my customers your link on my website, or your banner on my website, or your whatever on my website, product link, serves and what, will you do the same for me? Is basically what that's saying. Just by what I said alone there, you could squeeze in there as a paragraph, bang, you're done there, and it's 100% original by doing that. There's no point trying to just struggle rewriting the words out, I'm going to, to change the words by, say, okay, locating. You do a right click and look down and synonyms. The reason why, locating, okay. It only works if it's not locating, or it's just the word locate, for example. Let's just change that to locate. The way to get words, alternative words, is to right click on those, come down to synonyms, and it gives you an idea of a different word you can use in its place. If you were to go about that, if you were to go do that with every word, what you're missing out here is you're not putting across your own style. You're not saying things the way you would talk naturally. There's no fun in writing things that you wouldn't normally say things. So, bear that in mind. So you've got the idea of that. The third way is to write in one's own articles. Well, that's great. There's enough information I've given you with in the ebook, for example, for you to waffle on and on and on in your own way about that. But also, and it's not saying in here about putting an URL in the end of your article for or in your signature, and it doesn't and it's not mentioning anything about submitting articles to specific forums or e-zines, or to any particular niche or directories, or even places like, it doesn't mention Squidoo, creating your own lens where you could do. But specifically also here I've noticed it hasn't mentioned ebooks either, as another product that you could be offering them, which could actually mean that I can change the title to 8 ways of blah blah targeting traffic. So this is what's handy about the notes. You're just whistling through there, and so the fourth way, they're just suggesting that you can do things through joint venture in marketing, which basically if you go to a place like AdSwaps, where you can share your links with other people. So you can buy someone's list, if you like. They send you your offer and you send theirs. Or if you don't have a list altogether, you can just buy someone else's list. So that could be mentioned in there. You're basically drumming up ideas here to put into your own words or put in your own feedback. So the fifth is the sixth, is having a list of subscribers. Great. List building, brilliant. Funnels, upsells, downsells, discounts, offering free products to keep subscribers happy and interested. Set your autoresponder to respond to the people who are actually buying who are actually buying from those that are looking for freebies, and separate that list. They haven't mentioned any of those things, so wow, I can just slap something great in there. Plenty of time for that. The seventh and last, according to this, is market research. Great. Well, you know, my ebooks has given you plenty of info on that. I'm going to have to close this video and come back to it. But you know, the other point, and I will come back just to finish off, because I don't like to be hurried, and but also, you know, you might want to disappear for a quick coffee break. Go for a quick break. You know, there's plenty of time in this, and I shouldn't be hurried, because then you're missing out on good information. So no hurry there. I'll come back to where I left off, and stop being hurried. Okay. You will hear from me soon.